Hey guys, happy Friday. So I got the remainder of my parts in, and crankcase gasket, and this is I don't know what you call it, oversized, it's chip deflector. It's bigger than the stock one. I really go out of my way on getting parts for some of these saws I rebuild. I mean, the old chip deflector is pretty chewed up and stuff. I'm sure a lot of guys who buy saws like that don't really give a crap about the chip deflector, but that's just, I like to do things right and everything, so I got that. Happy Friday. I hope you all have a good weekend for those of you who don't work on the weekends, and here's this video. So here's what I decided. Well, I'm going to ask your opinion about it, and hopefully a few of you get back to me. Well, 70 something of my subscribers. So, see, this is cracked right there. Then this little section here is gone. Let me grab a pointing device here. That used to be there, and then it used to have an intersection here where a normal size, I don't know what thread size that is, hardware like this that you find on most saws, used to recess and fit in there. So I was thinking maybe I could just drill a hole up here, and if I had to, I could extend the spike. See how it kind of angles? If I just extended it like this, drill a hole, that would work. And now that would work, but this is really thin right here. It's just this really, really thin piece. So then I mean, that won't hold up. That'll crack for sure. And so then I thought, well, I could fill this entire cavity with JB Weld, a little over the top, sand it kind of smooth, and then drill it. And I mean, that might work. A little ghetto in my opinion, but it might hold up. Well, and then I thought, and then I have this, which this is like a cupped screw. It usually fits on the chain brakes of several saws, different sizes. I had this laying around in my parts bin. I filed on it a little bit, and let's see, it goes. It'll take me a moment here to get it set right. There we go. So I can basically, I filed it down just a little, insert that. I'm still very concerned about this falling off, but even if that did, it's only about a third, maybe a quarter of that circle. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to use this setup. I'm just going to end up cutting this bolt down in here already. Or actually, I'm going to try to get it out of here. I'm tempted to do this, except pull the bolt out, fill this whole area with JB Weld, and then put the bolt back through it. I mean, it seems plenty strong. I mean, you got a whole new, a lot more surface area there making contact. I'll fill this whole gap in here with JB Weld then. I want to do that. So I tell you, I like to do stuff right, and I don't want to come off looking like a hack, like, oh, I just JB Weld stuff and throw random hardware at things. It's not what I'm really into. I like to do things right, not just for my own sake, but just my customers. Someone's going to spend a good amount of money on this saw. I want it done right. So give me your opinion. Do I bite the bullet, spend a few more bucks, wait roughly 10 days, do it welded, or do I put this cup thingy in here, put some JB Weld, and do it that way? But so I'll give you a little update. Got all the parts, everything. I have about 3/4 of the parts are clean. I still have a little cleaning to do. It won't take me very long. I need to take apart the carb, put in the ultrasonic. I need to clean out my ultrasonic. Put that carb kit, so rebuild the carb. I have some new fuel lines I could run. The tank's pretty much ready to go. And I can start the machine work, but I tell you, like I said in one of the first videos, I forgot to take the stock squish, which basically means I can't do all the machine work until I get that case back together and read that, because if the squish ends up being with no gasket, you know, 30,000, so I need to know that kind of stuff. But what I could do is for one, I gotta cut this mandrel to size, which I'll get to that. I gotta cut this mandrel to size. I can cut the squish band because that's not really related to the base. I mean, it is, but not really. I can cut the squish band, then I can widen the ports, and then that's about it. I won't do any raising or lowering because I don't know where those numbers exactly are gonna land. So yeah, I mean, I still have some things to do before I actually get to assembling. Oh yeah, and I gotta fix this muffler, and then I gotta modify this muffler, and I'm still waiting on a new air filter, which I found somebody who had one of these NOS hard to come by parts now, which this one wasn't that bad, but again, something like this, you know, a guy spent $1,000 on an old rebuilt hopped up sock, and you give it to him with a worn out air filter. It's like, what is that? It's not really worn out, but it's not perfect either. But I found someone, I think it was 30 bucks, NOS part, flocked filter, non-HD. I was really tempted, which now I'm glad I didn't though, to buy the HD filter setup from somebody else, which you can buy those filters. It's all the same HD filters for all the steel saws. I was really tempted to buy that, but he wanted 150 bucks, which that's a really hard to come by part. But that's like a lot of my profit is going. I am getting real tight on this saw being worth my time. It's just, you know, sometimes you make quite a bit of money on a saw, and other times you don't make a whole lot. And well, I try not to work on the saws that don't make me very much money, because I just, you know, I do this for fun. I do it as a hobby, but I find my time to be pretty valuable. You know, I make fair dollars at work, and there's a lot of things I could be doing with my time, and I choose to do this. And so if I'm choosing to do this, I want to make sure it's worth my time. But tonight I'm going to do, I love playing with that lathe. So tonight I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to start another video in just a few minutes.